Hi there, Ford owners. Today in your 2019 Ford F350 Super Duty, we're going to be installing WeatherTech Mud Flaps for the front axle. And this is what our mud flap looks like when it's installed. You can see that it does hang down pretty far, giving us plenty of coverage to catch dirt and debris that would be flung off our tire. And that's just going to help extend the life of our vehicle's paint and exterior look here. Because over time, if you don't have mud flaps here, that dirt and debris can get flung up in this location here, and you start to get scratches and abrasions, paint chips, which could eventually lead to rust and corrosion and further issues down the road. So by putting these on here now, especially if you live on like a dirty gravel road or you like to go off-roading a lot, I would highly recommend them to, again, prevent that dirt from getting on there. It's also good for moving mechanisms like this. These are powered running boards here. So if I open the door, you'll see that they pop out. And when you got moving mechanisms like this, dirt, debris, and moisture in these various joints leads to binding and issues with those. If they start to bind and it requires more power to pull it in, that can be extra stress on your running board motor, which could eventually lead to a burnout on that motor prematurely. So you can see we're keeping things clean and moving freely, and protecting your paint is going to save you a lot in the long run. The one thing that I'd be concerned about with these is, since they aren't like a rubber material as far as like real flexible, how will they hold up over time? And after messing with them here, I mean, boy, it sure looks like it's got plenty of flex to it to me. I don't even see any stress marks on there. So I would say this would be able to handle plenty of debris that you might run over, fling off your tire. If you're out there on the trail or something, you run over a little log or something, I think it would have plenty of flex, so I wouldn't worry about these cracking over time. We'll begin our installation here on the driver's side at the front of our vehicle. We're just behind the front driver's side tire here. Now, I do recommend, before you go to install any components, stuff like that, give your truck a nice bath, take it and wash it. Now, we're going to be cleaning up the area where we're working because we don't want any of this dirt debris left behind, this water spots and stuff like that. When your mud flap's on there, it is going to vibrate just a little bit, and that's going to result in a lot of scratches and abrasions. The fasteners we need to remove to install our mud flap are located here. So we're going to remove both of these with a 5.5 millimeter socket. So now that we've got those removed, we're now going to take our opportunity to clean this up. I've just got a little bit of alcohol on a rag here. That can be useful as well, even if you've just washed your vehicle, to ensure that you get good adhesion to the surface. There is a protective sticker we're going to be putting in place to protect it against those vibrations we were just talking about. Ensure that the mud flap doesn't cause any scratches or abrasions to the vehicle. And this can just help the sticker adhere. Now, there's a couple ways you can install the sticker. You could put it right where you want it to, first try, and the problem with doing that is that if you stick it in place wrong, it's hard to move it. The other way that you can do it is you can actually take a little bit of soapy water and spray it right here, and that'll let you kind of move it around like a water slide decal a little bit. Whichever way works best for you, either one works pretty well. We'll then grab our mud flap here, and we make sure you have the appropriate one. You can see there it is labeled left hand, which is our driver's side. I like to first just hold it up in place and see what it looks like. So that's roughly where it's going to sit. And when we look at it there, we can see it does have a wrap over all the way up until about this point here. So when we go to put our sticker in place, we want to make sure it's at least up to there to prevent any abrasions from occurring. So we're going to just peel off our sticker now. And they are side specific. You can see your stickers right hand or left hand. Make sure you're peeling off the appropriate sticker. We'll then take our sticker and we're going to put it in place here where we had our mark for our highest point there. And then this is just going to run right on down. And again, you can use that soapy water if you're more comfortable with that method. All of those are going to be acceptable. And we just needed to just kind of wrap around the bottom here. All right, and that looks pretty good for protecting our body. So we'll now take our mud flap, raise it up into position, just verify, and that all looks good. Looks like we're nice and protected there. So now we'll take our bolts here that we had removed, and we're just going to reinsert those into the holes. And we're just trying to get it hand tight for now. Just get them to start in there, that's good enough. Okay, now we need to get our piece here to rotate behind this panel here. And you can see this little tab. This little tab is towards us right now. It shows unlocked there. We want it to be in the locked position over here. So you can either push it with your hand. I like to do that just to start it. And then we can take the tool that comes included with them and use this to just kind of tighten it down. And a lot of times when you're tightening it, it actually twists that into position for you. We'll see if it's going to do it here for. Looks like it's not going to do it for us. It does it sometimes. If it doesn't, just loosen it up. And then we can push inward. There we go. We were able to rotate it by hand there. And it is behind the panel here, the little plate that's located on the other side of the panel here. We've got it behind this, so when we tighten this bolt down, it's pinching this plate there, pinching this panel between the plate and our mud flap. And then just snug that down a little bit, and that'll pinch that right on there for us. And then we can go back and tighten down our bolts. Once you've got this side all snugged down, we're going to perform the exact same procedures over on the other side to get that one installed. And that completes our installation of WeatherTech's mud flaps on our 2019 Ford F350 Super Duty.